Coming up, 2 annual events you'll want to put on your calendar. That's next on City Corner. I'm Steve Potter, and welcome to City Corner. Later in the program, we're going to preview this year's annual Laumeier Art Fair. It's a great 3-day outdoor event, which you're probably familiar with. But right now, we begin with Juneteenth, which is a federal holiday. There are a number of celebrations of Juneteenth on both sides of the river. Please welcome Celeste Grayer. She is the event manager for Juneteenth in the Del Mar Loop. Celeste, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, you've been doing this for a while, haven't you?
For a little bit. It's been great. Yes, I've been working with the Del Mar Loop for a little bit, over about 10 years, so it's been great.
Well, how about a little history lesson, if you don't mind? Why do we celebrate Juneteenth? I know it goes all the way back to right after when the Civil War ended.
Absolutely. I think more now, if anything, is really about educating. I think anything now we're talking about federal holidays is educating the community about holidays. So I think it's important to celebrate and to commemorate, Juneteenth, about the celebration of the freedom of slavery and really coming together. So I look at Juneteenth now even more is about, again, the celebration of Black history, coming together, bringing awareness to, Black culture and Black history.
Well, as far as the history goes, and I can't get too specific, but right after the Civil War, I mean, it was days, weeks, wasn't it? Yes. That Black slaves in at least one state, I think, were informed one day that they were no longer slaves. What a day that must have been.
Right, absolutely. And we continue to celebrate that day every day with, celebrations, understanding the culture of it, again, celebrating not just the history of it, but also the continued growth of the culture and how we can continue to grow and expand here in society today, every day.
Uh-huh. Now, Juneteenth, as I understand, has only been a federal holiday for a couple of years,
Yes.
but it's been celebrated for a lot. Do you know much about
Yes.
how the celebration started or anything about that?
So, and for the celebration of Juneteenth, so we started that, they really wanted to start it here in the Del Mar Loop. So we decided to come together, brought some businesses together, because I'm not sure if people are aware, but the celebration where we're having at Del Mar and Hamilton, it is mostly Black and brown businesses. That 5800 block is all scattered with Black and brown businesses. So to bring awareness and to celebrate that and bring that together with a celebration of Juneteenth is the goal, to educate everybody about that.
And of course, there are lots of celebrations, I think, through the month. Now, the actual Juneteenth is on the 19th.
June 19th, yes.
So you're kind of doing a pre-celebration.
Yes, absolutely.
And there are a lot of other things going around in the county and across the river, too, right?
Absolutely. So we're Del Mar, the CID is trying to kick off the celebration with a beginning on June 10th. Yes, absolutely.
Let's take a look at a couple of images we have, and you
Yes.
can tell me what they're all about. I guess these are from past Juneteenth celebrations.
Yes, absolutely.
And obviously there's music and entertainment. What's this?
Yes, music and entertainment. So the Red and Black Brass Band will be gracing the presence of us again on June 10th. So that's going to be another great celebration. There's music, there's vendors, there's food. So again, we're trying to celebrate and bring awareness. There's so many things that are happening, businesses that are in the Del Mar Loop area in that section. So again, there's going to be food, vendors, exposure. We're going to have a lot of those those things in the Del Mar Loop at that time.
Let's take a look at another shot here.
Yes, that's one of our beautiful elders. She's also taught me about Juneteenth and the celebration and the commemoration of it. So this is her actually playing an instrument. It's called the shekere. So while the performance is happening, one of our performers is happening.
Tell me what the event's sort of like when you get there. Is this something you can come and go anytime? Or there's certain particular times you want to be there or what?
So it's going to start from 12 to about 6 p.m. at night. So we like to open up the ceremony with an opening drum call. So we're going to open it up with the opening drum call, and then we're going to have the Red and Black Brass Band. We're going to have a DJ there. We're going to have the African dancers. Spirit of Angela is going to be dancing as well as the group of African dancers. So it's really a family-oriented event that you can come and celebrate, have a good time with great food, education, and again, just really bringing the community together and awareness.
Mm-hmm. And is it really aimed at any kind of group in particular?
No, this is free for everybody to come to. Again, just celebrating, educating people about the community and the holiday, but it's really about bringing people together and having a great time.
Let's look at a couple more images. from Juneteenth and the Del Mar Loop.
Yes, this is one of our wonderful vendors. It's a button makers. They are down in the South Side, so we had able to make buttons with the community. They were able to design them themselves.
Well, like buttons, what kind of buttons?
Like
what?
a button that you literally put on your jacket.
It would say what?
It would say, this one says Juneteenth on the one this lady is decorating right here.
But you can be creative and
yeah,
kind
you
of
can
make
be
the ones
creative
you
and
want.
create your own. It's really free expression as well.
Let's look at another one.
Yeah. Yeah, so again, it's very family oriented. We really want everybody to come out,
You
bring
mean
your chairs.
I can dance in public if I
Yes,
go?
absolutely. Dance in public, enjoy yourself, learn some new things, learn new people, maybe family and friends that you never knew or community partners you never got the chance to incorporate. And that's what we want to make sure you guys are aware of, too.
Will you bring that up? Talk about that a little bit. I get the impression it's kind of a social thing, so I might have a conversation with a person I never thought I'd talk to.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's part of it too. I wanted not just to bring the idea of Juneteenth, but also what else is in your community. So we're going to be having like the vaccination clinic. We're going to be having different community partners from mental health, from like the grocery store, things like that. So people can see what else is in their community because they may not be aware. So we really want to bring that all in one section along with some free items. We gave away 500 shoes last year.
500 shoes?
Yeah, it was Shoe Fly. So we have some great community partners and things that you may not be aware of in the community. So,
Well, what is Shoe Fly? I have
Shoe
that.
Fly is a great not-for-profit organization that helps kids and children from head to toe. And so they're actually in multiple schools in St. Louis Public Schools. And so we try to do multiple events throughout the time frame.
Well, you mentioned St. Louis Public Schools. I'm glad you did. Because you don't do this all year. You're actually a social worker with the school system.
Yes, I am.
So-
Yes, I am. I work at Sumner High School. I'm the social worker there. Sumner is still open for those people who do not know. We're doing great things at Sumner. So I love my community and I try to expand that to the kids. So I actually hire some kids through Sumner to help me on those days. So it's about a connection. It's about connecting, creating, and making sure that people can really enjoy themselves.
Well, how did you first start with the Juneteenth celebration?
I would say I started with Kwanzaa first. I worked with Pomoja, which is also a St. Louis public school, and that was 10 years ago. And we had a celebration on the Del Mar Loop, and that's from there. We've painted windows. We've had continued celebrations since then. So it has been a great partnership with Del Mar Loop and exposure for children.
And the reason you may have answered this, the reason that the Loop is such a good location is because of the number of Black-owned businesses there?
In that area.
Is that kind of the reason that you do it there?
Absolutely. Again, because I think a lot of people are not aware of that. You know, I think that's a great thing to keep bringing awareness to that. There's so many businesses in the Loop, but that area of Del Mar Hill specifically is mostly Black and brown businesses, and a lot of people are not aware of that.
Here's a good point I think you should make. We know what it's all about, but you're just not asking Black and brown people to come.
Absolutely not. No, we're asking all families to come, everybody from all cultures to come to celebrate.
Okay, so why, just let me throw this out there, why should that white suburban family that live way out in the county come by?
Because you're going to get to enjoy something that you may have never experienced before. We want people to enjoy music, food, celebration, and shake a hand that you've never met before, and maybe make a connection as well.
And what do you think people learn when they're there?
That community is still happening. I think it's very important for us to continue with the idea of community. It's been a long, hard 3 years, right? From COVID, we've had a lot of loss and a lot of family things. And so I really want, this again, just not a celebration of Juneteenth, but a celebration of people and creativity and freedom and learning and growing together, because without a community, you can't have people and enjoyment. So we really want to bring that.
And I guess you probably had to skip a couple years with COVID, right?
We did. We skipped a couple years. We started in 2019, and then after COVID, we kind of geared back up. So this is a great year, another great year of hopefully another celebration and loving on each other.
Huh, I'm all for that. Let's look at a couple more images. What's going on here?
All that, the 360 booth, those are things that are big now.
360
Yeah,
booth?
so you stand on the booth and the camera goes all the way around.
Wait a minute. I don't know anything about this.
You're going to have to try one. So
Explain it to me.
Yeah, so you stand on the booth there, stand on the circle, and there's a camera that literally goes around and takes basically a 360 picture of you or a video of you enjoying your time there. So that's going to be there as well.
That could be embarrassing. I mean, if I did it.
No, it's fun. It's never embarrassing. It's all fun. It's great.
Let's look at the next one.
So this is a picture of Spirit of Angela, African dance and drumming. So she is great. They really get the community a part of it. You actually get to learn a dance while you're there. It's a beautiful thing to enjoy as a part of the celebration.
So Juneteenth at the Del Mar Loop is on June the 10th. But like
Yes.
we mentioned before, there are a lot of things going on
Absolutely.
around the county on the other side of the river through the whole month.
Yes.
So what do you have any of those you might want to just kind of tell us about? I know there the history museums involved. There's something in the Greaterville neighborhood.
Absolutely.
What else is going on?
Absolutely. They're all through North County. They have celebrations. I know some other organizations are having celebrations. So throughout the city of St. Louis, there are going to be major celebrations, again, to commemorate the national holiday. So it is going to be a beautiful weekend of celebrations. But Sabayet is the first one I've ever went to off of Maffitt. So that is the first one I've ever been to myself moving here to St. Louis. So there are great celebrations that happen throughout that weekend, actually. That's going to be from that weekend of June 16th through the 19th. So it's going to be a great weekend of great celebrations.
How long have you been a St. Louisan?
Oh, ooh, that's a good question. At least 16 years. I came here for college, so it's
Just
been,
never left?
I never left. No.
You're from the Rolla area originally,
yes,
Rolla,
yes,
Missouri.
yes.
So you can move to the big city.
Yes, go to college and it stuck.
Were you an art major? You are an artist.
I am an artist, but I am a social worker first. I call myself a social artist.
Define that for me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm social. I make sure things are taken care of for kids, but I also try to incorporate things with community, art, and kids. That's the combination for me.
Well, when you're just working on your art, what kind of stuff do you do?
My biggest project right now, I'm getting ready to work with Mannequins on the Loop.
Mannequins on the Loop.
Yes.
You know, I haven't heard of that.
Yeah,
Tell me
it's
about
a
it.
great organization that happens to recycle. So the project is for you to recyclable items to use on a mannequin. The mannequin actually sits outside for 3 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, Celeste, we're going to look forward to this. We hope people will go to the website. You can go to thedelmarloop.com.
Absolutely.
Don't forget, it's June the 10th from noon until 6 p.m. at Hamilton Avenue and Del Mar specifically.
Yes.
And, you know, coming up in our next segment, we're going to talk about the 36th Annual Laumeier Art Fair. And I understand you have a little connection there.
Yeah, I've worked there. I've done I teach art and I help with other organizations. So that's actually a great festival that happens during the Mother's Day weekend. So it's going to be a good time there
People
too.
should do both of these things.
Absolutely,
All right.
absolutely.
Well, Celeste, thank you for coming by and telling us all about it. And
Yes.
have a great event.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And we'll be back with more City Corner right after this.
Selfie. Nailed it.
What I love about St. Louis is the 79 unique neighborhoods nestled into 108 city parks, including Forest Park, which is actually larger than Central Park in New York, and of course, the beautiful Tower Grove Park where I'm at now. Oh, the St. Louis Blues. We've got the St. Louis Surge, two-time WBCBL champions. We've got Harris Stowe, WashU, St. Louis University, and of course, the 11-time World Series champion, St. Louis Cardinals. So come experience St. Louis.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Visitors and residents love the St. Louis Zoo because it's free. There's a train, a carousel, opportunities to make new friends, and plenty of fun learning experiences with the animals 363 days a year. So come and experience St. Louis.
I'm Steve Potter, and welcome back to City Corner. The annual Laumeier Art Fair is coming up May 12th to the 14th. And from the Laumeier Sculpture Park, I'd like to welcome our guests. They're Lauren Ross, the Executive Director, and Scott Layne, Director of Special Events. Welcome to City Corner, both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Are you excited about this?
We are very excited.
Should I say Happy Mother's Day?
Well, yes. Well, when talking about art fair, that's
Yes.
appropriate. Yes. This event is always Mother's Day weekend.
I was wondering if there was a reason for that.
It's just become a Mother's Day tradition. It started over Mother's Day weekend, and we found that a lot of the patrons came out with the family to enjoy and experience Mother's Day together, and it just stuck.
And it's like I said, it's a 3-day outdoor event, and usually by Mother's Day the weather is very nice, so that's got to help.
Yes, it usually is nice. We've had all variations on rainy and chilly and hot and sunny, but we do what we can.
Yeah.
Well, I want to point out too that I think I read this on your site that it's rain or shine. I
Yes,
mean,
correct.
If it gets cold or something else happens, the art fair is going on anyway.
Correct, exactly. If it's muddy, just put on your boots and come on out anyway. Yeah.
It'll be shine this year, though, so we're not worried.
You guys, Laumeier Sculpture Park, are a nonprofit organization.
That's right.
You have ties, though, to St. Louis County Parks. What's the connection there?
We do, yeah. Laumeier is a public-private hybrid. Actually, the park operates in partnership. It's one of 70 parks in the St. Louis County Park system, but it operates in a partnership between the Parks Department and the nonprofit arm of Laumeier, which we represent, and it is an important fundraiser. You know, it's interesting when you work in nonprofit fundraising. Sometimes, your sort of mission-driven services that you provide are, really important to the organization, but may not make money. And then, you might actually raise money to support those programs through fun events like parties and festivals. One of the wonderful things about this event, the Annual Art Fair, is that it's really both. It's a blend of fun community festival where everyone is welcome and people can come enjoy, and we'd like to say there's something for everyone. But it also happens to be a really important fundraiser for the nonprofit organization.
Uh-huh. And Scott, you're Director of Special Events, so this isn't the only event you do?
It's not. It kind of kicks off our public event season in a way, with it being over Mother's Day weekend in May. But we do another handful of events throughout the calendar year. Smaller events on the scale of exhibition openings that we have around our gallery space in the Aronson Center, to another large-scale event that we do in the fall called Laumeier After Dark. That's always the first Saturday of November, and that's one of our newest events, yet fastest growing events at the park. So we have events big and small throughout the entire year.
Well, when we hear about art fair, it's not just a bunch of booths with some paintings. It encompasses a lot of different things. So just kind of briefly, can you give me a general overview of what to expect?
Yeah, I can. So it is an art fair. So the anchor of the event are the artists and the artist booths that you mentioned. It's really important that we focus on the artist and highlight the artist at the art fair, but we also have food and beverage vendors from our local community. We have live music all weekend long. The live music kicks off with Beth Bombara and Star Wolf on Friday night, and ends with the Funky Butt Brass Band on Sunday evening with music nonstop in between. And then we have art making activities for kids on Saturday and Sunday. So
We'll
a
get
little
into
bit of
that in a
everything.
little more detail, but we do have a video that I'd like to share with our audience because I think it'll help kind of give an overview of what the whole art fair is about. So why don't we take a look at that?
Hey, we're here at Laumeier Sculpture Park for the Annual Art Fair 2022!
Would you like a brochure? Hi, guys.
Thank you very much. Enjoy your day.
Laumeier's Annual Art Fair is a beloved St. Louis tradition. This is the 35th year we've done this. It's always on Mother's Day weekend, and we always bring a crowd.
Happy Mother's Day from Laumeier.
She's the mother. I'm the daughter.
I think this year it's especially busy because we haven't been able to hold this event for the past 2 years because of COVID. We've been doing 2 years of online versions, but this is the first time we've been back in person since 2019, and everyone is thrilled to be back. Every year, the art fair features around 150 artists who come and show and sell their beautiful handmade wares. Really have something for everyone. There's painting, photography, textiles, ceramics, jewelry, glass, wood. And it's such great shopping because it's a chance for people to buy unique, one-of-a-kind handmade things.
This is my first year doing this art fair, and it's really, really exciting.
A lot of unique things that I've never seen before. It's just beautiful here. All the art we've seen so far has been incredible.
In addition to seeing all of this beautiful artwork, Art Fair offers incredible entertainment. We've got live bands playing all weekend long.
Just ask the audience, are you having a great time?
We've got Juggling Jeff, an entertainer who's a favorite with kids. We have Creation Location, which is a place where kids and families can make artwork together in all kinds of media.
I'm making a collage. So they're making collages with contact paper. They put whatever design they want on half of the contact paper. When they're finished, they'll fold it over so it's stuck together like this, kind of creating a bit of a 3D image.
We've been coming here since probably for 13 years.
Oh, I love all the sculpture and everything else, and it's good to be with the community again.
You know, celebrating the best mother-in-law in the world. Happy Mother's Day to this young lady.
So in addition to the annual art fair being tons of fun, it's also a very important economic driver for the local economy. It helps to bring in funds to allow us to do what we do all year long, everything from exhibitions and education programs to free community events. This helps us raise those important funds to get all of that work done.
There's so few well-known outdoor sculpture parks that this is one of the better-known ones in the country.
For sure, we love Laumeier Sculpture Parks.
We wouldn't be here without you.
Okay, I'm in. That looks great.
Yes, a shout out to Marty Ryder of Subclips who made that video for us.
That was really good.
Yes.
One thing I want you to mention, because I happen to notice some of the big sculptures in the background around the crowds. So besides this being an art fair going on there, there's art there to begin with. So could you maybe kind of briefly, for someone that's never been to the park, kind of describe it?
Oh, sure, absolutely. Laumeier is a 105-acre park, and we featured contemporary art and mostly sculpture, as the name suggests.
And large scale.
Large scale, and the outdoor sculptures are throughout our entire campus, and so, excuse me, some of them are in open grassy fields, like where the bulk of the art fair takes place, and others in the woodlands. So we have sort of different topographies, but there's artwork throughout the entire park, and really part of the fun of visiting is just exploring and you know, coming upon the work. I think one of the pieces that is probably most prominent in that video, because you just can't miss it, is The Way by Alexander Lieberman. In fact, the area where we hold the bulk of the fair activities are in the field that we call the Way Field, which is named for that piece. And I would love a chance to mention that that piece, which has been at Laumeier since 1980, is due for some major conservation, and we are about to undertake that work this year. So we're actually in the middle of a fundraising campaign. And
this is a big part of it.
This is a big part of it. When people come, either when you buy your tickets for Art Fair online ahead, there it is. There's the Way. Most people know it as probably the big red sculpture at Laumeier. But if you buy your Art Fair tickets online ahead before you come, you'll have an opportunity to make a donation to that campaign. And when you're in the park enjoying the art fair, you'll have opportunities
We've
as well.
just got a couple of minutes left. I know there's so much to talk about. Scott, real quickly, there are all kinds of activities. You mentioned vendors and music and food, and we saw a lot of that. But I know there's some art-making activities, too, people can get involved in. Talk about some of the things we could do.
Yeah, it's a great little area of the footprint that is actually right next to the way, the big red sculpture that Lauren mentioned. It's called Creation Location, and all day Saturday, all day Sunday, we have all kinds of art making activities and various little crafts and creations that the kiddos can do and bring home with them. And those activities really highlight and showcase what we offer year-round at the park and all of our art making workshops, classes, even summer camp. So it's a great way to experience what the park offers all year round.
What's coming up later in the year? Anything real quick?
Can I just give a couple of tips related to Art Fair to viewers? So like I already mentioned, you can actually buy your tickets online ahead of time, which we strongly recommend. I also recommend becoming a member of Laumeier because depending on your membership level, you will get free tickets to Art Fair, and the number of those tickets vary according to
I guess we could find that all on the website.
You can find it all on the website, and also that will help you skip the line. We had 17,000 people last year. If you're someone who doesn't like a crowd and prefer to have a less crowded experience, my hot tip is come on Friday night.
And I also heard this is a little thing, that service animals are welcome. Don't just bring your average pet, though.
That is a really important point because we are a very dog-friendly park the rest of the year, and dogs always have to be leashed, but at this particular event, we encourage you to leave your dogs at home unless it is a service animal.
What about parking? Is that a problem, Scott?
On Sunday, when the crowds are their biggest, parking can get jammed up at times, but in general, throughout the weekend, there's plenty of parking thanks to our generous neighbors.
You mentioned a couple of the musical groups. How many are there altogether?
There are 12 altogether all weekend long.
Can you name them all?
Off the top of my head, probably not.
That's all right. I won't make you do it. Let's just invite people to go to your website where they can find out about the tickets, about parking, about what's happening. It's the Laumeier Annual Art Fair. It's going to be May 12th through 14th at laumeiersculpturepark.org, and there's a phone number. Anything you want to say in closing to encourage people to come out?
We really look forward to having everyone come back. You know, as I said in the video, we hadn't been able to do this event for a couple of years. It was so great to see the community come back in force last year. This is the 36th year we've done this. It is a St. Louis favorite and a Mother's Day tradition. We really look forward to you joining us.
Yeah, and all of the artists are very eager to meet everybody, so.
All right, where are you going to meet them too and see their work?
That's right.
Lauren, Scott, thank you so much for sharing with us today, and we'll look forward to it.
Thank you.
All right, see you in the park. I'm Steve Potter. That's it for this City Corner. Please join us next time.